Okay, you can hear me now, then let's continue. Please, if you can hear me, please keep the comments coming. I'm trying to restabilize everything. Like I said, we are still going, right? We are still going. We'll be running it up very soon, and then we can all continue from there later. So I'm glad to hear that someone says we can hear you. So let me just share my screen and then continue from there. Okay. So I was speaking about the fact that you should make a decision to start planning your day every day for the next 70 days. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. So now we move on to the next principle, and we call that the principle of the power of accountability. So I remember at the beginning, someone mentioned that um, how do we differentiate, telling people about your goals with talking to one person about, being accountable. Someone asked that question, and I mentioned that along the line, I would attend to the question. Now, this is the point where I will attend to that question. Now, the thing is that there's a difference between sharing your goals to bluff and then sharing your goals for accountability. People that go over social media sharing their goals for 2020s are not necessarily sharing their goals because they want someone to keep them accountable. Who is going to keep you accountable? The people that are watching that you don't talk to, the people that read your posts and you never talk to them again. Obviously, you're not telling them your goals at that point because you want them to keep you accountable. You're telling them your goal at that point because you want to bluff and make them feel like, oh, Charlie, this person has big dreams for 2026. When you want someone to keep you accountable, you're a bit more intentional. You walk up to that person and be like, I want this, this, and this, and I need you to keep me accountable. That is a different thing altogether. So the point I'm trying to emphasize on is that the difference is the intent. The intent. And sometimes people lie to themselves, oh, by telling my friends, they'll keep me accountable because when I know that they know to keep me motivated to want to achieve the goal. That is at times us lying to ourselves just to make ourselves hide the actual reasons why we're actually telling people about our goals. The intent is what differentiates the both of them. So now we have types of accountability systems. We have internal or self accountability, and then accountability partner or external. I recommend you always use both. That's what increases the efficacy. So what makes a good accountability system? One, you have a time frame set in the sense that that person should keep you accountable within a particular point in time or between within a time frame. How are we able to achieve or show that you have achieved those goals? Your accountability partner or accountability system should be able to test you to be sure that you're able to measure the fact that to be able to measure or show that you've been able to achieve the goals you told him or her, or you gave your accountability system to keep you accountable for. And then lastly, is that really the best you can do? Your accountability system should push you to do better and more. I told you at the beginning that when you sent me your goals, I refused to read them because I didn't want to be impressed. And that was because I wanted to be a good accountability system for you. When I read your goals and I'm impressed, it could tempt me into, hailing you, sweet talking you that wow, you have beautiful goals. Wow, your goals, like hailing you for writing down impressive goals. And if I do that, I'm not helping you because if you remember at the beginning, I told you that we don't want our brain to prematurely give us reward or release dopamine for a goal we've not yet achieved. When we do that, we prevent ourselves from actually achieving the goals. So if I get impressed and I praise you for impressing me with writing good goals, it's going to affect you in the long run because you're I'm praising you, you're feeling good. Who doesn't feel good with, hey Charlie, your plants are beautiful? Who doesn't feel good with, wow, you have good plants there? You feel good, you start releasing dopamine for a plan that you've not yet achieved. So that is why I refuse to read them all together. right? Because I was trying to be a good accountability system for you, and I want you to do better. So, as some of you, when you sent me your goals, if you remember, I tried asking you, is this all? Is that all? Are there more you want to add to it? Did you set goals across all facets of your life? That was me trying to push you to go for more, look for more, write more, add more things to it, right? And then lastly, your accountability partner can be a like-minded competitive friend who will not lick your brain, who will not sweet talk you because you have written good goals or plan to achieve good goals. Usually, I trust having a coach or an expert to be my accountability partner, because for me to know about this, that when someone tells you about your goals, do not sweet talk them, it ends up making them not able to achieve the goals. I went through a particular training on how to be an accountability partner. Not everyone has gone through that training, and so they wouldn't know, and so they end up sabotaging your goals for you even without them knowing. So that's why I really prefer experts be my accountability partner, than non-experts. And at times too, you can be your own accountability partner. So then, how then do you make this practical? Now, please pay attention to this aspect. The first thing is that you should have what we call implementation statement for your foundation goal. So, mind you, I told you that we're now focusing on your goals that you've written to achieve between January and April, right? So, for those goals, now you've made them smart, you have made action plans for them, you intend to start planning daily for the next 30 days so as to help you achieve those action plans. Now, the next step you now need to take is to set implementation statement. Now, this is how your implementation statement should look like. If I am able to achieve the foundation goals, then I will flip a coin. And if I get tails, I will you state the particular reward or punishment you want to give yourself, for that goal. Stick with me, I'm coming. Now when I say flip a coin, a coin has head and tail, right? When you flip a coin, if you get tails, it gives you a different outcome. If you get head, it gives you a different outcome. So the aim of you doing this is because you want to do what we call variable reinforcement. That is a whole new different topic on its own. But what I would say is that the point is you being able to reward come for a coin before you toss it. So you tell yourself, okay, I'm coming to toss a coin. If I get tail, then I will reward myself for not for sticking with my goal. If I get tail, then I will punish myself for not sticking with my goal. So that is how you manage the implementation and the accountability system for yourself. So this is for self accountability, right? Now, when then do you use a reward or a punishment? Use a reward when it involves a task you are really interested in, and then use punishment when it involves a task you are not interested in. So it means that you reward yourself for doing tasks that you are really interested in, and then you punish yourself for not doing tasks that you are not interested in. So that is how they go together. So that's how you build your self accountability, your internal accountability system. So for this to work, you have to be intentional and very specific. So you can set it that I'll be doing you apply this accountability system every, you know 3 months or every 4 months. I recommend every 4 months, so that after every January to April you do your accountability system for yourself. um May to August you do it, September to December you do it. That's how you keep yourself accountable. And then lastly, you can now add on the external accountability. That is checking in with the coach. So I can be your accountability partner alongside yourself. So you combine the two, internal and external accountability. If you don't understand, let me know. I'll come again. So now this is where your implementation lab comes in. Please pay attention. So you have to copy and complete the statements. If I am able or not able to achieve all my foundation goals, so choose. Are you choosing able or not able to? Choose one. If I am able or not able to achieve all my foundation goals by 30th of April 2026, then I will flip a coin. And if I get heads or tails, so choose one. Are you choosing heads or tails? Which outcome are you choosing? Choose one. Now, if I get head or tails, I will then slot in the reward or punishment you are choosing for yourself. So if it's a punishment, I will something that could punish you. So I will not watch a movie for 1 year. If it's a reward, I will buy myself a box of pizza. Anything at all. Anything at all that makes you feel good is a reward. Anything at all that doesn't make you feel good is a punishment. And then I will check in with my time mastery coach on the 30th of April for my monthly accountability. So you have to copy this statement, fill it in, and make it an actual statement beneath your January to April goals. So that once it's April, you know that this is your accountability system. So I've helped you develop your self accountability system and then your external accountability system. So on the 30th of April, all those that will be checking in with me, I have a special accountability workbook that I'll give you that helps you stay accountable to your goals. So that is how it works. Please, do we understand? Let me see if I can copy it out and put it on the screen so that those of you who are writing can write and still get it. So I'm putting in the okay, I can see some messages here. Give me a minute. Let me attend to one thing first and then so please I hope you are working on the exercise. Okay, so you should be seeing it on your screen now. That is the statement. And then whilst I'm showing that on the screen, let me attend to your so please explain the self accountability again. I don't understand the coin. All right, I will. And then another person says, "Can please explain how?" I didn't know what that means. I guess they'll have to visit the WhatsApp page to rejoin. Yes, I've sent a message on the WhatsApp page, so if they are there, they can also rejoin. And then Miss Victory, could you post the link again in the group so that others know? I didn't screenshot my help. Yeah, I've done that. I posted the link on the group, so they have it there. I believe. Yeah, I posted the link on the group, so I think that's settled. And then, mm, okay, I think that's fine. So yeah, that's the question. So that's the exercise. So to explain it again to you, the coin aspect is what we call is just to make it variable. Variable in the sense that you see, usually you just be like, if I'm able to achieve my goals, I'll reward myself. If I'm not able to achieve my goals, I'll punish myself. And then you're always doing that. But neuroscience has shown that when we make it variable and unpredictable, so it means that your ability to either reward or punish yourself depends on the outcome of the coin. We've all flipped a coin before, right? When you flip it, you want to do odds, you can flip a coin. So your outcome now depends if you get that reward or not. Neuroscience has shown that when you do it that way, it keeps it keeps you more motivated to keep achieving the goals because of the unpredictability attached to it. So to explain it again to you, this is how it goes. You will either reward or punish yourself depending on the outcome of the coin when you flip it. So if So let me take one as an example to help you understand. So let's assume I have my foundation goals and I've written it down, right? And I want to write my accountability statement. So I can say if I am able to achieve all my foundation goals by 30th of April 2026, then I will flip a coin. And when I flip the coin, if I get heads, right, I will reward myself with visiting the Larabanga Mosque, and I'll check in with my time mastery coach on the 30th of April for my monthly accountability. That's the simple statement. You don't really have to so much understand it. Just write it and paste it and just follow it. By the time you do it one time, you understand what it means, right? So I think I've tried to explain to an extent to make it a bit clearer. It's just a principle we are trying to apply. It's called the variable reinforcement. Okay, are we good? Have you copied out the statement? Have you filled in the gaps? I just need one person to say done and then I move on. Please let's hurry up. We are behind time. I have less than 20 minutes to round up. Is anyone done? Is anyone done? Okay, I can see a question. Does the head relate to the rewards? And no, 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 no. It doesn't relate. The head and tail, it depends on the out. So it's just like flipping a coin. You want to flip a coin. Let's assume football players are going to play football. You want to choose who will take the left side of the park, who will take the right side of the park, and you say you want to flip a coin. So you tell the person that you tell the players that okay, you are heads, you are tail. It means that if you flip the coin and you get heads, it means that the heads team will go to the right part of the park. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. And if you flip the coin and get tails, it means that the team B will go to the left side of the park. So the head and the tails does not depend if you punish or you reward yourself. It depends if you apply the reward or punishment. So if for instance you say if you flip the coin and get heads, you reward yourself or you punish yourself. If you flip the coin and get tails, it means that you will neither reward nor punish yourself. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. The flipping of the coin does not define whether you reward or punish. It defines whether you will apply the reward or the punishment. Please, Mod, did you get me now? Okay, I can see some done, some dance. And then what if I'm able to complete it and I flip the coin and but I get tails, which according to is for punishment? Do I punish myself? What if I'm able to complete it and I flip the coin, but I get tails, which according to me is for punishment? Do I punish myself? No, then it means right a lot. You don't get the point. It's not that heads is for reward and then tails is for punishment. No. Okay, let me put the point again well. This is how it goes. 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 Just say the statement. If I am able to achieve my goals for 30th of April 2026, I reward myself. Or if I'm not able to achieve my goals by 30th of April 2026, I will punish myself. These are two different statements, right? That one is settled. Good. And then you now come on that. But before I can get this, before I can reward myself or punish myself, I will flip a coin first. And that's what will permit me to do this reward I have said. So it means that you can achieve all your goals and all your your goals and you are perfect. But when you flip the coin and the coin does not permit you to reward yourself, you will not reward yourself. Do you get me now? Do you get me now? Okay, more tests, you get me now. So it's just like you saying, I will set goals for myself, and then when I do that, I'll reward myself. But then you come in and tell yourself that, but I will only reward myself if when I flip this coin, it turns head. I get the head outcome. Or when I flip the coin, I get tail. So it means that if you set at the beginning that okay, this reward I only take it when I flip the get head. When you flip the coin get tail, you won't take the reward whether you have achieved your goals or not. Then you continue again with the next one. What makes it variable. Exactly. Yes. Mod gets me. That's what makes it variable reinforcement. Perfect. I'm glad you understand. I know it's a bit tricky, but like I said, at times it's just about practicing it. When you practicalize it, then it becomes easier for you to understand. Because it's a bit theoretical now, you don't really get it. So for now, focus on completing the statement. Fix in your reward or punishment. When it gets to 30th of April, if you don't still understand what to do, you can always call me. I will guide you through the process. That's not an issue at all. But the important thing is that you have an accountability system prepared and written down. Okay, let me just share my this thing and then we continue from there. All right. I'm glad we are making progress. Okay, so now we'll go to the second part. I'll rush through this part because we are almost going losing time. A lot of things happened, but I'm glad we still continued. Someone was telling me that I should just end the call, I should just stop the program. I was like, no, we'll start it, we'll finish it, right? That's the attitude I want to have for 2026. As you're going on, things will happen. You get stressed, you get knocked down, but tell yourself, no, I've started it, so I'll finish it. Okay, so potential obstacles for 2026. One, you would feel stressed, like I'm feeling stressed right now. You will feel stressed because stress comes with more effort, and to be able to achieve more, you need to also have effort. So stress is automatic. But what I will always want to emphasize on is that when you feel stressed, take lots of breaks. 2025, I've never been stressed like that in my entire life. The stress I had in 2025, I've never had such in my entire life. And I'm someone who is very, very, I'm not really able to handle lots of stress. So 2025 was a lot for me. But I think what kept me going was the fact that, I was putting in the efforts, I was getting stressed, and I was seeing the results. And at the same time, when I needed to take a break, I took breaks. When I needed to talk to someone, I spoke to someone. When it was getting overwhelming, I learned to stop and re strategize. So I won't sit here and tell you that you won't feel stressed. That's a big lie. You will feel stressed because the more you do, the more you feel stressed. You're using energy. Energy is being consumed. So of course you feel stressed. But let that stress push you to keep doing more because it lets you know that you're putting the actual effort you need to be able to get what you want. In as much as you're putting at the back of your mind, always remember to take rest when you need to. When it's getting too much, learn to be confident to slow down. I always tell my students that tiredness doesn't mean stop. Tiredness means we have used up energy. Let us refill the energy and continue running. That is what tiredness means. Tiredness doesn't mean, oh, we are tired, so let's stop. No. Tiredness means it's time to refill so that we can continue the journey again. I've spoken a lot on that. Procrastination. Now, for procrastination, if you follow the principles I've spoken to you about today, if you also go on to get the planner I mentioned to you, this planner has strategies that are infused to help you handle procrastination, especially if you are someone who has been struggling with procrastination, all your life. There are neuroscience principles infused into this. If you've been listening to me very much, you realize that what's identify when bad habits are creeping in to come and destroy your daily planning. And then when you're able to identify them, you're able to know how to stop them. And if you go on to even get the planner I mentioned to you about, it allows you to track your ability to stick on what you wanted or your stick on your good habits, and helps you to see when bad habits are lingering and how to fight them off. And then poor mindset, I think I spoke about that at the beginning of our session. Lack of accountability. We've addressed this already. I use the whole this thing to show you how to, you know, put up your accountability system, both self and external. And lastly, fear. Do not let fear decapitate you in 2026. Do not let fear decapitate you in 2026. No matter what happens, keep moving. Let fear be your motivation. I was saying in my story, 2025, it got to a point I got afraid I was going to lose everything. I thought that it was the end of it for me. I thought that the Curtis Academy was over. Like for a whole month, I was at the verge of depression, and I was so afraid. What will people say? I could have allowed the fear to consume me. I could have allowed the fear to, you know, um, make me decapitated. But it got to a point, and with lots of love I got from my family members and people around me, I was able to convert that fear to motivation. I told myself, okay, yes, I'm afraid of what will happen to the Christ Academy. I'm afraid of what will happen to what I've built for over the years. So if I'm afraid of what can happen, then why not I stand up and prevent that thing from happening? That was how I converted the story, and that's how you still see me here in front of you today. So I tell myself that there is no obstacle that can come my way that I can't handle by the grace of God. And you should mean it. It boosts your brain to anticipate challenges and stand in the face of challenges. Now, another thing is self-discipline. I think if you follow everything I've also said all through, and if you also even go on to get the planner I introduced to you at the beginning, it will also help you with this. Social media distraction, I think, also related to the bad habits. And then prioritization. For this one, I didn't really talk about it in the session, but in the planner, this all these principles have been infused into it so that as you're just following what the planner is saying, you're automatically applying the principles directly. So I really recommend you get a planner. It's not expensive. And then we have people management. This year, people will come and go. But you know what will always still be remaining? You. You are the only one who will not come and go. Friends will come in, discourage you. You want to learn, they are knocking on your door. You want to learn, they are calling you for party. You want to learn, they are doing this to you, they are doing that to you. Eh? When you're in front of the paper, your friends will not be there. So in 2026, people could be obstacles if you let them be obstacles. So look out for them and try to manage them, right? That is how you grow. That is how you develop. That is how you be the best version of yourself. Always remember that people will always come and go, but you're the one who will be there for yourself. Those of you that sacrifice your goals because you want to make someone happy, because you can't say no to someone, it's a personal race. If you're not able to achieve your 2026 goals and your 10-year plan crumbles, he or she will not be there to help you save it though. Always remember this and always put that in the back of your mind. Like when it comes to people management, I can say so much. I can say so much because it doesn't worth it allowing people to destroy things for you, because when it's destroyed, no one will come for you. And the last thing is laziness. If you also follow everything I've spoken about so far, you should be able to get rid of this. At this juncture, before I move on to what happens next, does anyone have any question? Okay, I can see questions here. Um, Let me go back to the beginning. So Write a lot says, I get it now. It means I can do everything well, but if I have to reward myself, it depends on if I get a tailor head. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Perfect. You get it. And then you are not hearing me. Please, someone says, can anyone hear you? Were you not hearing me? Please, were you talking? Or it was just only Write a lot that was not hearing me. So so I know if I come again. And then how can, because it's five, I need to know before I round up. How can fear be a motivation? I get that fear a lot of times. Yes, fear can be a motivation. I explained it. When you are afraid of something, it means you are afraid that if something happens, it could impact you negatively. So convert that fear to, okay, why not I then stand to prevent that thing I'm afraid of happening from happening? So for instance, you have this fear for failure. You are a student and then you have fear of failure. That when you write an exam, you fail. Why not convert that fear to you telling yourself that, okay, yes, I'm afraid that when I go to write a paper, I'll fail. But one thing I can do now is to put in so much knowledge in my mind or in my brain so that when I get there, I can learn. Sorry, I can be able to write out what I've learned. That is how you converted that fear of failure to motivation. I won't sit here and tell you that you should fight your fears. No, convert them to motivation. Let it motivate you. I can stand here and tell you that fears are my biggest motivations. Every single time I'm taking a big step, I'm just afraid that it could be so overwhelming. But I find a way to convert it to motivation. So when I'm doing something, I don't even feel. I know from the onset that no, this thing will not source. I have to feel fear. That's how I've built myself. Like I've been able to control my fears, to know my fears, to accept my fears. That I've gone to the point where when I'm doing something, I'm not afraid. I don't do it. I have to be afraid. That's what gives me the motivation to continue doing it. And you can get to that point too, right? Now, someone says sometimes when you are stressed out, you feel exhausted, that it makes you lose up yourself and may not work on the day plan. What should be put in place to solve it? So, to solve this particular problem, there's something I call sacrifice and enrich strategizing. See, I told you that when it comes to planning, there are a lot of things I have to say, and it's an entire course on its own. And because you've asked, I'll just answer this real quick. So, when you are stressed out, yes, it's normal. I told you that when you are stressed out, you should rest. But because you're at that point, you should not be resting, you should be doing something. You are losing on those particular goals or those particular tasks you should have been achieving. So what you do is that in the next plan you make, so whenever you're done resting, maybe if today you are resting, tomorrow you start again. Then whatever plan you make your plan for tomorrow, right? You make your plan for tomorrow, it's written. Then you look through that plan and then you try to sacrifice particular things you have planned for, so that when I say sacrifice, it means you take them out so that it gives you space to achieve the things you're supposed to achieve today that you couldn't. So let me give you an example. So today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. I've been talking for almost 2 hours straight, and I foresee that I'll be very tired, or I'm very tired already. And I plan to do some few things. I have another class by 7. I have another session by 7. I have little things I'm supposed to do as a student before I go to bed. And I think I'll be to do them because I'm tired now. So what I can do is that tomorrow I have what I'm supposed to do tomorrow written out. So I go over to them and I group those things I plan to do tomorrow based on priorities. What is most important? What are the least important? When I identify what the least important, I can take them out because they're least important. I can do them some other time. So I take them out and then I take the things that I'm supposed to do today that I can't handle. So after this session, I will call the person I have a session with on by 7 p.m. to tell her that I can't make it. Let's make it tomorrow. So I've pushed that session to tomorrow. Whatever I was supposed to do else to do that I cannot be able to do this evening, I push it over to tomorrow within that time that I set for something initially. So that is how you sacrifice and re-strategize. So you realize that by you doing that, you end up still achieving the important things and you have time to achieve the important things. So that is one way you can handle such situations. If you don't get me, let me know. I'll come again. Okay. Someone says fear being a motivation. Is it the same as ensuring that fear makes you complete the goal? Yeah, you can put it. Yeah, that's another way you can put it. Yes, that fear should make you want to complete the goal, so as to prevent whatever you're being afraid of from happening. Sometimes you may be stressed out. Okay, I think I've answered this already. If you're afraid of a broken heart, stay away from dating. That's a way fear becomes motivation. This one quite there. You've clearly how do I say it? You've clearly said the opposite of what I've been saying for the past 2 hours. If you are afraid of broken hearts, if I study an entire topic, should I attend to this or I should not? If you are afraid of broken hearts, what causes broken hearts? Dating is not what causes broken hearts, because some people date and don't get broken hearts. So it means that dating is not what causes broken hearts. What causes broken heart is the kind of way you relate to the person you enter the relationship with. So if you are afraid of broken heart and you want to prevent getting broken heart, convert that fear to motivation to build yourself into a better person, so that you choose the right people that will not break your heart. That's the answer to that question. Okay. I think that is all. I don't want to go into this because it's an entire topic on its own. Okay, let's move on. So let's answer the last question and then I end the session. It's 5 already. But that doesn't mean if you have questions, you should not keep them coming. Okay. So what happens next? Good. So this is where I spoke about the planner once again. And the thing is that after this session, I'm done. I believe you are done with the exercises. You are good to go. So you can just start implementing everything I've said. But if you feel like you need more support, you need more help, you can always reach out to me. And I also recommend you getting this because I poured out all I know about planning, how to handle the obstacles to planning into this book. And so it's available. And I said to reduce the cost of delivery and printing, which will cost you about 170 cedis. I've been able to cut it down to a digital version so that wherever you are, you can access it and still get what you need. And the good thing is that when you purchase the manual, it comes with a free masterclass. So whoever purchases this manual will join the next premium masterclass where I'll be taking you through more details on how to use the planner and how to make it work for you with regards to the obstacles you might be facing. So remember I said that planning has a lot of things. So I'll use that masterclass to introduce you to some of those things and how you can use the planner to get the best out of yourself for the next 30 days. Remember you said you are making a decision to start planning for the next 30 days. So this is one thing that can support you for the first 30 days. And aside getting a masterclass, you also stand a chance of becoming a sponsored student ambassador with the CAS Academy. So we have a program upcoming. I don't know if you've seen the flyer. It's the Catalyst Future Ready High School Tour. We'll be visiting at least two high schools in Tamale and maybe other places. But for now, it's Tamale. We are deciding on northern region. We already have two. We look up to getting more, but two is already even more than enough. So we'll be visiting these schools during the course of the year, and then we'll be teaching them time mastery stuffs. And then we have our sponsors. We have people that are really, really investing into this because we believe that these high school students are the future leaders. Imagine if what I've taught you today, you knew it when you were in SHS. Charlie. Imagine what I know today. Imagine if I knew when I was in SHS. Like I would have made better choices. I would have done things better. I would have been a better student. And I'm sure you can see the same for yourself because you've learned a lot today. Imagine you came across this class in 2024. It means you would have known how to start setting goals right from 2024 instead of learning in 2026. So that's what we want to do for our upcoming future generation. And so we're looking for student ambassadors that would um be the frontiers of this event. And it comes with an entire package on its own. Like I said, we have sponsors that are taking care of the program and all. And for the planner, it costs only 30 Ghana cedis. So with 30 cedis, I'd send the link to you and then you join the group. And then when you join the group, you get access to the masterclass. And then I'll let you know how you can become the student ambassador and then how you can access the packages that are meant for the student ambassadors. So it's very simple. You can just so this is the Momo number if you want to purchase one. Just send whatever whether you're going for the semester plan or the monthly planner, just is all of them cost 30 Ghana cedis for the digital version. And then that is the Momo number over there. And then whenever you are done and you've made payments, the Momo number, then you just send an evidence of payment to me, and then I'll send the digital version to you and I'll add it to the premium page. So that is how it works. So it's a decision that you can make and then you can move on later with that. So now this is where I stop. I'm done. Any questions? If there are no questions, then I would like to stop here. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, I see questions are here. I think then you should vet and choose a partner wisely. Yes, very much important. You see, I hope to do a lovers stuff in February. It's something I'm thinking of doing. I've not decided yet. Dating is an entire thing on its own. Thank God for that statement that Kojo made. Dating is an entire this stuff on its own. At times we are quick to blame. Oh, men are calm. Women are scorpion. When fear women who fear women, fear people that don't fear women. Those terms. It doesn't depend on. It's not about them. It's about you. You. First of all, ask yourself, how did you attract such a person? You've forgotten that like attracts like. If you attract a toxic person, doesn't it mean that you're also toxic? So what if you change yourself from being toxic? Doesn't that increase your chances of attracting someone that is not toxic? Have you ever asked yourself this question before? Let me not go there. I have a lot to say. Oh, Maud is laughing at me. Time mastery coach, now relationship coach. Charlie, how for do I tap into your grace of presentation and when explain. Oh, thank you, coach. I appreciate that. Please, will you be doing the giveaway? Yes, I totally forgot about that. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Um, yes, I'm doing a giveaway. Be giving someone doing a giveaway. I'll be giving someone one of the time mastery planners for free. And it depends on how active I see you on the group. And I'll give it to one person. Yeah, that's the giveaway I'll be doing. I totally forgot about the other ones. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yeah. I'll be doing a giveaway on the group. So after the session, I'll give you all the details in the group. And then, does love relationship exhaust most of the time and prevent you from achieving your goals? No. The answer is no. I know people who have dated and they're amazing. They are very amazing. I know people who have dated and they are doing amazingly well academically. That's why I always tell you that if a love relationship is exhausting most of your time, then it is not meant for you. It is not a good one. A love relationship should motivate you to even do better. See, let's not go into this, okay? I have a lot to say. Keep praying for me that I'm able to organize that program in February. Like I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Yes, I learned a lot, but it is not too late to have a change. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for your nice comments. What I make mama proud and all that, chasing the bags. Please, does the time mastery academic planner come in a half cover? Yes, it does. But like I said, because of the cost associated with it, it's very expensive for students because we print based on pre-order. You have to pre-order before we print one for you, and then you also have to consider the delivery charges and all. Depending also the duration you want. If you want the monthly one, the price is lesser than if you want the quarterly one. We have it in hardcover, but it's only available in pre-order. If you don't have the money to take all that cost, then you can just go for the digital version and test it out first and see how it works for you before you then go for the hardcover. Either way is fine. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I have a lot to say. Thank you for your time. And it doesn't end. You can always reach to me on the group. I'm going to turn the settings tonight. Let's reach out to me on the group or personally and all that. And I assume that there are no more any other questions. Okay. So have a lovely evening and I wish you all the very best. 2026 is your year. Make it your year. All right. Bye.